Then you also have the economy is just trash right now. Like, I don't know about y'all, but me personally, and I know a lot of other people, I know it's some of y'all too. Like, let's not play. Economy is trash, inflation, gas prices, grocery prices, everything is up. People don't have money to just be like spending at the mall and just like going out to just, do fun things that humans should deserve to do after they work 40 hours a week. We don't got money like that.
What's up? What's poppin'? Let's talk about Syracuse, New York, possibly losing one of its main attractions. So for those of you guys who don't know, which is probably a lot of people, I know people in Syracuse probably have heard about it through Facebook or other social media, but for those of you that don't live in Syracuse or New York, Syracuse is home to one of the biggest malls in the country. It's the biggest mall in New York, and it's like the 10th biggest mall in the country, which the name of it is Destiny USA. But just because it's a big mall does not mean that, it's the best in doing an amazing job right now. So a couple days ago, a news article came out talking about how the owners of Destiny USA are behind on their loans, which they took out loans to expand the mall to make it the size that it is now. And the loans are worth $430 million. So they've been paying back the loans, kind of, but they were supposed to have the whole mall paid off in 2019, which I'm gonna put another clip in from another video that I had watched that kind of explained the whole history of getting the money and when they were supposed to pay them back and all that type of stuff. But they were supposed to have them all paid off by 2019, and their original loan cost, I believe it was $710 million. So when they couldn't pay it off in 2019, they asked for an extension, which was granted, and it was a 5-year extension. 5 years later, they still can't pay it off. So they went to ask for another extension, and, whoever they're loaning from asked for an upfront payment of, I believe it was $36-ish million, and they couldn't do it. So now the people that they loaned the money from are possibly going to take action, but we're going to talk about what that means and what kind of actions they could take, which their original loan was $710 million and including bonds and the loans. But you're thinking oh my God, how could it plummet that much? Well, there's a couple reasons. The main reason that everybody probably can jump to is people order online now. For years, even before the pandemic, but especially in the pandemic, online shopping just thrived and still thrives to this day. Just people don't shop in stores as much as they used to. Which all this is coming from somebody who worked at Destiny for actually more than 7 years, almost 8 years. So that's one thing. If you live in Syracuse, you also know another thing that has plagued the mall is violence. It does get, a little sketchy there. Sometimes there's been a couple shootings and things like that, robberies, stuff like that. Jim Boeheim's wife got robbed, I believe, at gunpoint a couple years ago. So, that also will, decrease the traffic. It doesn't stop, the regulars and, people that are used to that. But, there's a certain demographic out there that don't go to the mall anymore. And if they do, they just are in and out. They're not walking around, shopping at multiple stores. They go for one or two things, grab those one or two things, and then they leave. Which I worked at a restaurant out in Liverpool. And anytime I would talk to the customers there and tell them that I work at the mall as well, they would look at me and be like, "Aren't you so scared to work there? Or don't you fear for your life every day? I just can't go to that mall." Which, yes, have things happened? Yes. Have I been there when a shooting's happened? Yes. But I've worked there for 7+ years, and has anything happened to me directly? No. And I'm not talking shootings as in mass shootings. I'm just talking about two people were arguing and one of them unfortunately and stupidly pulled out a gun, which for those of y'all that know, it's Syracuse. So that mixed with people just shopping online, then you also have the economy is just trash right now. I don't know about y'all, but me personally, and I know a lot of other people, I know it's some of y'all too, let's not play. Economy is trash, inflation, gas prices, grocery prices, everything is up. People don't have money to just be spending at the mall and just going out to just, do fun things that humans should deserve to do after they worked 40 hours a week. We don't got money like that. So if you're a mall, it's rough out here. Like, sure, you want to get a new owner for the mall, or you want to just like foreclose the mall, sell it to somebody else. Who wants to buy a mall right now? Who wants to buy a mall that big right now? They can't hold on to any of their tenants. They've lost a lot of their anchor stores. We used to have JCPenney's, Best Buy, Lord & Taylor. Like, a lot of them have closed. At Home. The mall is literally, right now, it has like Macy's, Burlington, Dick's, sneaker stores, and then it's just like kind of like whatever. You have like an Old Navy, and then you just have some like food places and like little tiny like stores that like no big attractions. Like, I need to go there so I can go to this store. When I was working at the mall, I worked at Kids Foot Locker. When I first started working there 7 years ago, there was about 7 to 8 Foot Lockers, Kids Foot Lockers, Champs, things like that, in like, you know, a 2-3 hour radius of Syracuse. You had your options. Like, you didn't have to drive to freaking just go to a Foot Locker and just pick something up. But with the fall of brick and mortar stores, now literally we have people driving from Rochester, from Ithaca, Utica, Binghamton, like literally anywhere in like a 2-hour radius, you have to drive to Syracuse to get to a sneaker store. So then you have to think about it, and it's like, okay, say Destiny does have to shut down. What are we gonna do? Especially, I was thinking about it, and I was like, where am I gonna buy sneakers? I mean, I guess like there's like Dick's that are around here that like aren't attached to malls. But, like, besides that, there's no Foot Locker, Champs, like, Villa. Is there? I think there still is, like, a street game, like, downtown, if you want to go to street game. As a Foot Locker employee, you know, we have some things that we say about street game, but it, you know, it is what it is. But outside of that, you know, like, the mall still has, like, H&M, Macy's, stuff like that. That shuts down. We don't have any of that. Where, like, literally, then it forces you to shop online. You have no choice but to shop online. You don't really have many options to just grab, like, a last-minute outfit or last-minute pair of sneakers, stuff like that. The newest releases, like, what are we supposed to do? The Dick's Sporting Goods that gets, I don't even know how many releases y'all get and, like, the quantity of shoes that you get. All of Syracuse is just going to have to, like, rely on that and, like, the street game downtown. What are we going to do? Which, for years, you know, outlets in Syracuse have talked about the downfall of Destiny and the drop in tenants and things like that, which I know part of the reason was they were saying that the rent is just too high, which a mix of, like, maybe the people owning it being greedy and also just, like, the economy and less foot traffic, less sales. Either way, could they probably have worked with their tenants more to keep them? Probably. But, you know, we're here now. And it's just like, how do you get yourself out of this hole? I know one video I watched, they talked about just like selling it to somebody else and like new ownership. And I'm just like, but what does that new ownership do with the mall? Like, you can't bring back these stores that left. Like, they're already either filing for bankruptcy or, you know, they are where they are right now, leaning more into online sales, stuff like that. So it's like, what do you turn it into? How do you start making money again and pay back some of these loans? And then you have to think about all the people that work in the mall. Like, yes, it doesn't have as much tenants as it did before, but it still, you know, employs a lot of people in this area. And even there's been managers I've worked with that drive from like Rochester and like Binghamton and just like out an hour plus away just to come to work. And if you shut down the mall, all those people now are out of a job. Which, for that reason, and like plus the reason of like you foreclose the mall, you're out millions of dollars. Like, you're literally out 300 plus millions of dollars. And I wouldn't want to take that hit. And it's just like, okay, but you keep them open. When am I getting my money back? Because you were supposed to have me my money back 5 years ago, and you still are like not really close to paying us back. So I don't know. It's something that'll be interesting to see 5-10 years from now, like what it looks like. Is there gonna be like a, you know, freaking resurgence of malls? Like, is it gonna become popular again? I don't know. You look around the area, you have like Great Northern Mall, Shopping Town Mall. Like, there's already been so many malls in this area that have closed down. None of them are at the level of what Destiny is, but, you know, you can only run away from it for so long before you kind of have to face the truth. The only problem is, what is the truth? And how does it leave all the people that live here? Because it's like, you want to go to the movies, you can go to the mall. You want to go get something to eat, you can go to the mall. You need to go shopping, you gotta go to the mall. Like, I don't know. Like, we have the state fair in the summer, but that's only for 2 weeks. And then outside of that, like, there's downtown, which, don't get me wrong, there are things to do downtown, but not a lot. Like, good restaurants, you know, you can go out to the clubs and stuff at night, but even that all the time isn't like the safest. So it's just like, you just go to the park? Like, we got freaking Onondaga Lake Park, Hides. I don't know. I don't really know. And it's like, sure, we have things like around here, like you can drive 45 minutes, 30 minutes to other things around here, which is fine. But like, what about just things that are right here? Something that you can do that's 5, 10, 15 minutes away, right around the corner. So I guess we'll just have to see. But I'd love to know what y'all think about, if you're from Syracuse and you recognize me from Kiss Foot Locker, go in the comments, say hello, say what's up. If you're from Syracuse in general and just have an opinion, jump down to the comments and just, you know, let me know your thoughts about the whole situation, what you think Syracuse would be like if the mall did close down, or if you have any ideas of like what the mall should do to be better. Definitely let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you like the video. You know, if you frick with a girl, make sure you subscribe. Stay with me, see what else I talk about, what other videos I put out, because I promise y'all, I keep saying it, but I'm gonna be consistent this year. We're gonna, this year, next year, we're gonna do this. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, make sure you freaking let me know in the comments how y'all feeling. But besides that, peace.
New York's biggest mall faces big debt. $300 million for Carousel Center and $130 million for the Destiny USA expansion, reports credit rating agency KBRA. Management was supposed to pay back the money by 2019, got a 5-year extension, and will miss that deadline. Owners Pyramid Management Group.
Destiny USA's appraised value fell from $710 million in 2014 to $203 million near the end of 2020. The mall's overall occupancy rate fell from 85.1% in 2014 to 62.6% in November 2020.